kids, get your popcorn out. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god.
All right, Lords of Gaming. Man, I can't tell you how excited I am to see this movie. And mostly because I've already said I'm a huge fan of Thor. I told you guys one of the things that I would love to have happen is that Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Future Revolution gives us Thor inside the movie, inside the game. And I'm still hoping that they give us Thor inside the game. He would be the one reason why I would just immediately quit playing Doctor Strange and move completely over to his character. I think a lot of players would do that. I think we'd have fucking Thors running amok inside the game. But this movie is coming on the heels of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and I don't expect that they're going to release another character that close. It doesn't seem fathomable to me that we would get the release of Wanda and then the release of another character that close. It would be monumentally cool and insane that we do. I just don't see it. That's just me though. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see it happening. Now, the one thing that I am sure of is that we will get Thor and these versions of Jane and Thor and Valkyrie inside of the game, Marvel Future Fight. For the longest time, we have had various versions of Thor. He's been one of their primary, earners inside the game. So it'll be cool in order for them to see him released. We basically get him with a whole nother uniform. Sadly, they didn't make his Herald of Thunder or Herald of Galactus Thor uniform the most powerful thing that we've ever seen in the game, which is realistically what it should have been, but we don't get that at all. Now, the really cool thing is that with this movie, Thor Love and Thunder, there is the possibility that we could also receive a new villain who would be actually amazing to receive. But let me jump over here into the trailer for you guys to see that.
And after all that, he reclaimed his title.
How cool is that we basically get to see Thor, Jane Foster, inside it. I hope to God we don't get a uniform of Thor with that helmet on. It looks so terrible. It looks so terrible. But we're also more than likely going to receive a uniform. And Jesus, Natalie Portman with the guns out. Like, go ahead, girl. She did her damn thing for this. She wanted to come back for the movie, and she did her damn thing. So, you cannot be mad at her at all for that. And we basically see her here. Jane Foster inside the game. We basically see Thor Jane Foster in the game as she exists now. She doesn't have another uniform in the game, so more than likely, and you can see how old this uniform is, we are going to receive another, Jane Foster Thor uniform inside the game. I just cannot imagine a world where we don't get Thor Jane Foster inside here. It would just be oblivious to me, but I got to give credit to Natalie Portman. She is looking jacked in this movie.
What's it been like? 3, 4
she
years?
actually looks pretty amazing standing next to Chris Hemsworth.
Am I sensing feelings?
This is a really cool scene because we're also basically getting told, like you can see basically the Zeus there, unless they play some shenanigans, you can see that we're basically going to get, the Olympian gods introduced inside the movie as well, which would be really cool.
You're right.
And that uniform on Tessa Thompson, we have her inside Marvel Future Fight. So it'd be cool to see her inside here. Now, this was a little bit disappointing because this is Thor the God, but this is Thor. This is Gore the God Butcher. And Thor the God Butcher is actually an amazing ass character. This is who we're getting from him inside here, but this is not exactly how he looks. Now, the question is why? Why are we getting a version of, this being I just cannot for the life of me imagine that this is the reason why we get Gore the God Butcherer finally making his appearance inside here. Granted, I can understand some aspects of the character can't be directly translated, but we've seen things like, CGI, Thanos. We've seen a lot of CGI occurrences inside the game, inside movies. I was expecting more a version of him that looked somewhat similar to what he looked like inside of, the comic books. He's a really cool character because he bears the Necro Sword. We've already seen the all Necro Sword inside the game. If you've played at all inside here as Null basically is the creator, the forger. I don't know how to say the word. He's basically the one who created the all Necro Sword. And so you basically have him wielding what looks like it would be the all Necro Sword, but that's not really it. The black sword that is basically a god killer that Gore basically goes around. And it's a really cool story like this, that image right there from this trailer. This is a direct lift straight from the comics where Thor sees this god right here destroyed. This is an amazing little preview. We've seen it in other previews. I'm trying to remember what he looked like in here. The weird thing is, to me, Christian Bale playing him here sort of reminds me a lot of Game of Thrones, when we first got to see some of the walkers beyond the wall. Like that's what he really looks like to me here, like one of the Prometheans or something like that, more than he looks like Gore the God Butcherer. So it's a little bit weird in that to me. You see Tooth and Gnasher. Those are Thor's ghosts. It's amazing to see him doing those little call outs.
It's just my first bad guy.
Natalie Portman, like, unless this is a body double or something, like, yo, you got to give it up to Natalie Portman. She is not a big female in the very least. I don't know that this isn't a body double. It kind of looks like it may be. Like, I have this feeling that it is, but if it ain't, I got to give credit to Natalie Portman. She is guns out. Like, yo, she did what she had to damn do to get, to look good for the role. Tessa Thompson back here looking just, Jesus, that's a badass woman right there. So, we'll probably more than likely also see a uniform for her inside the game as well for Marvel Future Fight. Whether or not we'll see that for Marvel Future Revolution is to be told. But I'm going to expect that at the very minimum, we're probably going to see some form of... Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I saw that. Let me see that again. Hold on one second. Let me back this up. We see Nebula and hold up. Will his character evolve? Because this kind of looks weird. He looks definitely different from the first time they showed him. So maybe he's going to transform into the monster that we see Gore. It'd be interesting to see if that's what they go with the route, as like he's basically like, absorbed or not absolved, absorbed by the Necro Sword in some sense. But we can see the love story between him and Jane is actually going to be a centerpiece of the thing, centerpiece of the movie. Obviously, it's called Love and Thunder, so this would be really cool to see.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And
Russell Crowe as Zeus. Yeah.
Oh, flick too hard, damn it!
Why is Thor always?
Should we have them?
Oh,
Eventually.
man.
Great.
That's hilarious. This is gonna probably be a really fun movie. I'm just imagining that we're gonna see a really good movie in Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm really excited about it. Let me know what you guys think about it. This is definitely a day one movie I gotta go see. The thing that I would really love to see is that Marvel Future Revolution somehow they jump out there and they literally get Thor as a playable character in the game with the release of this movie, and they take advantage of it. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I don't. Now, whether or not we get an epic invasion or something like that to coincide with the movie is another thing entirely. But these are the things in the development process where I feel like, you know, opportunities can be made and strides can be made with the game. We saw a little bit of an uptick for players inside the game, inside Marvel Future Revolution, with the release of Wanda. I think this Thor, a playable Thor, would be a way larger uptick in players to come over to the game and actually invest, because I think Thor is a character that people will invest in regardless of whatever the monetary cost is or what the time cost is. People are going to love to play Thor, especially if they make it done really, really well. And Wanda was done excellently. It has been done excellently. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you happy to see Thor Love and Thunder, this trailer hitting all the right tones for you? It's hitting the right tones for me. Until next time, peace.